Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of George Reviews. And I guess we should talk about Dexter Original Sin. So far. Right now. Let's get into it. So, it looks like we're on the cusp of a new Dexter cinematic universe, and this is something I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while. No, I did not cover New Blood, which I really wanted to. I just didn't really have the motivation, and I was enjoying it for the most part. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Not great, but good. Even the ending, I really appreciated. It kind of gave closure to everything, and that's kind of what I was wanting to leave Dexter. And then they announced Original Sin and the upcoming sequel series, Michael C. Hall returning as Dexter in Dexter Resurrection. What the fuck are they doing? Like, what the fuck are they doing with this? Now we have a Trinity prequel series on the horizon, and it's just going to be Dexter, because I guess Showtime is really desperate for another hit like Dexter. So, hey, why not make more Dexter? I don't know what they're paying Michael C. Hall. It must be a lot, because they did, quote-unquote, kill him off in Dexter New Blood. And, yeah, it's just the whole thing's kind of bananas, kind of weird. Kind of speaks like a cash grab, I would say. I think this is all for money. I don't really think this is for art or wanting to tell a compelling story. I think New Blood was made to tell some kind of compelling story, to give some sense of more closure to the series. Like I've said before on this channel, I liked the original ending of Dexter. It wasn't perfect. The way to get there was a little bit rocky, but all in all, I liked it. I liked, spoilers, that he gracefully chose to kill Deb, taking her off life supports because he loved her and didn't want to see her suffering. And she was like one of his victims, you know. She was his last kill, and I really liked that. And I liked the ending of him being in, in an exile of his own imprisonment of himself. I thought that was really brilliant, the way to end it. But, New Blood came along. I gave it a chance, and I thought it was pretty good. Not perfect. Definitely has some whatever moments, but I think for the most part, Clancy Brown was a really compelling villain. I really liked Harrison coming back and his relationship with Dexter, and even the love interest cop, whatever, I forget her name. She was really cool too. And I just enjoyed it for the most part. And now there's more. There's more. So Dexter Original Sin is what we have right now. We are halfway through the season. I wanted to kind of wait. I didn't really want to jump into it and make a video right when it premiered. I don't want to be premature. I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted it to let it breathe. I wanted it to kind of, get a sense of its identity, so to speak. And I gotta say, Dexter Original Sin is pretty meh. It's pretty meh. It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing they could do with the show, but it's also not very compelling. I mean, as prequels go, it's not really up there with like the Better Call Sauls of the world. It's more akin to maybe the Star Wars prequels. Not as bad as the Star Wars prequels, depending on what side of fandom you're on with that. That's a whole nother video. I don't want to get into that right now. But yeah, Original Sin has its moments. I enjoy Patrick Gibson as young Dexter. I think he's doing pretty good. I really enjoy Christian Slater as Harry Morgan. I thought that was a brilliant casting choice, and it's definitely delivered the most interesting aspect of the show. We're kind of taking the flashbacks of his meetings with Laura Moser and him seeing Dexter for the first time growing up when he was just a small baby before, the stuff that happens in the storage unit or whatever, where he's kind of born in a bath of blood, or reborn, so to speak, and his evilness, his dark passenger is formed within that. And I thought that we got all this in season 1. Personally, I felt that we got a lot of this already, and why do we need to go to this point of the story? Why do we need to, as much as I do enjoy the flashbacks centering around Harry Morgan, by the way, this video is going to be Dexter spoilers galore, so whatever. I mean, for Original Sin, I really don't think you should care. If you haven't seen it already, you're probably not going to get into it. But we learned that Harry had a son before Deb, and that son drowned while he was drinking, watching the football game. And is an interesting, tragic tidbit, but really, what does it bring to the overall character and the overall story? It doesn't really bring much in terms of he's very protective of his children, and you can make him protective of his children without having that kind of tragic backstory. Not saying that it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I welcome child death in any sort of media. That's how kind of a fuck up I am. But I digress. Is this a story that needs to be told? Is this really a compelling story that needs to be told? That is my question for Dexter Original Sin. And I would say no. I don't think there's anything really compelling about this show. We see how Dexter meets Masuka and LaGuerta and Batista, and how he first formed the code, so to speak. There's a bit of a, I want to say, misstep, because to me, watching and remembering season 1 of Dexter, that came out in 2006. So let's say it takes place in 2006. This series takes place in 1991, and that's a good 15-year gap. I never got the sense that Dexter knew Masuka and Batista or LaGuerta for that long, and I never got the sense through watching the series that Harry was taking Dexter through all these kills. I thought, there's the kill with the nurse, which in my opinion was much better executed in season 1 of Dexter sorry, I'm getting all my Dexters confused. I thought it was way better executed in season 1 than it was in Original Sin. In season 1, it was awkward. It was funny. It was kind of quirky the way he was kind of, first doing it. And Original Sin, it's just kind of what you'd expect. It's Dexter standard. It's Dexter diet. It's, Dexter mediocre. And that's how I feel about all the kills so far in Dexter Original Sin. It just feels like they're going through the motions. They're just going through what fans will want to expect of Dexter, and this reeks totally of a cash grab and fan service. If I'm being totally honest, I really feel there's no passion to this. Yeah, they got Michael C. Hall to be the inner monologue of the voice. We see him being resuscitated at the beginning of the first episode, which was, yeah, okay. That's how they're going to bring him back. Just, he got shot, and he told Harrison where to shoot him at the end of New Blood so that he would kill him. But now he's alive again, and now, so what? He's going to be on the run. His secret's kind of out, and I know that's what fans want, is the season or series filled with Dexter just being on the run, killing and all that. And, I'm not against that per se. I'm definitely going to be checking out Resurrection when it comes out. But, alas, it just feels unnecessary. This all feels just unnecessary. Just the whole thing. It's just, as I said, going through the motions of what you'd expect a Dexter prequel series to be. You know, we know where he ends up. We know his story through 8 seasons. It's not like a Better Call Saul situation where, you know, there's different characters that we get to learn, you know, get to know along the way. Yeah, there are some new characters in this. You know, we have Sarah Michelle Gellar. You know, I'm sure they'll kill her off or something tragic will happen with her. All right, so what? Who cares? Like, seriously, who gives a shit? Because I fucking know. Her character is a nothing character. Not to, you know, give anything, take anything away from Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's a fine actress. But really, is this series necessary besides, you know, wanting to pump veins into the Dexter fandom, wanting to pump veins into the Dexter franchise? And that's where I feel going wrong. I would go episode by episode since we have 5 out, but honestly, they all seem to kind of flow together for me. They really don't have anything special, whereas I could name, you know, there's a bunch of episodes, especially in season 1 of Dexter, that I can name. You know, there's Crocodile, there's Popping Cherry, there's the therapy episode where he sees the therapist. You know, those all had style. Those all had something gearing towards something. You know, we had the ice truck killer. You know, in this, we just have Dexter being an intern at Miami Metro and, you know, doing all these kills. And Harry's like, oh, you better be careful. Don't get caught, Dexter. You know, he doesn't really talk like that. But yeah, it's almost as pathetic the way Showtime just wants to keep on the Dexter name going on and on and on. And it's going to drive itself into the ground. We're all going to get sick of it come when Resurrection comes out, I'm sure. Fans are going to eat it up, most likely. People are just going to love it no matter what. It's Dexter, and you're not a true fan if you have something bad to say about it, or if you're critical about it, like I'm being critical about it. But it's just dull. It's just boring. If you've seen Dexter, look, I've seen Dexter multiple times. I am a really hardcore Dexter fan. I'm not going to lie. I first heard about Dexter when Michael C. Hall got cast. You know, I was excited because I was such a big fan of 6 Feet Under, of him as David Fisher.
My brother's dead, Keith. I don't need any more fucking perspective. I just need to be loved.
You know, he could do so much better. He is such a great actor, and his potential now he's just doing voiceover, and yeah, he's going to be reprising his role. But what else is there? What other story is there to tell? You know, we've been through it over and over and over again. You know, the whole 8 seasons of Dexter was him about becoming human, like what it means to be a human, what it means not, you know, can you be a human and be a serial killer, you know, kind of exploring that. And they did. They explored it enough. And I don't know what else they can really explore. It's getting tiresome. It's getting boring. I'm forcing myself to watch out of curiosity right now and to make content. You know, I'm not going to lie. I definitely want to make content. I definitely want to follow this journey of Dexter, but ultimately, it just doesn't seem needed. You know, there are a bunch of, I'm sure, talented writers out there of amazing original ideas, and we're just, you know, kind of in a loop, a feedback loop of prequels and sequels and reboots and everything, and it's getting so old and so tiresome. It was old 10 years ago. Now it's just completely redundant, and I don't know what else to say, but Dexter Original Sin, I don't really like it. I don't think it's bad, but it's just kind of bland. It's kind of a generic kind of Dexter show of what you'd expect. At least with New Blood, there was some excitement going forward. I'm hoping that Resurrection will continue that. You know, hopefully I really love the style of New Blood as well. A lot of the editing choices and things like that. So I hope they continue with that. That'd be cool, but I don't really know if they're going to. Only time will tell, but that's going to be this video. Sorry if I'm less than enthused, but I really just don't have much to say about this Dexter Original Sin or this Dexter Cinematic Universe. Just to me, it's a cash grab. It's a waste of time. But let me know what you think about Dexter Original Sin, Dexter New Blood, Dexter, Dexter, whatever. Let me know down there in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you be so kind. My name is George Ray. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please remember to keep calm, keep cool, keep chill. Embrace great cinema. Maybe embrace something that's not Dexter, because it's getting old, man. It's getting fucking old. Oh my God. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace out.